All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. In this video, we're going to talk about Gervonta Tank Davis, Rolly Romero weigh-in. Man, that was fun. Rolly looks in shape. Gervonta looks in real good shape. And Rolly gets foreshadowing of the fight, I do believe. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back. It's your boy Fanon. We're in the lightweight division. Rolly Romero versus Gervonta Tank Davis is taking place this weekend. Just had the weigh-in for the fight, and both guys look very, very good in the weigh-in. But in the weigh-in, dog. Rolly Romero tried to get cute and paid the price. Before I get into that, though, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. If you are a longtime subscriber, thank you so much for all your support, checking out the videos and the live streams that we do Monday through Monday. Pretty much do them every day of the week. Always really good content over here, or always a place for you to talk and have a boxing conversation here. So the conversation that we're going to have right now is the weigh-in. Rolly Romero and Gervonta Tank Davis. Rolly weighs in at around 134.2. I think that the weight was. Gervonta Davis weighs in at 133.3 or 133.4, but almost 2 pounds under the limit. Looks in good shape. Really doesn't look drained, but looks like he's in very, very good shape for the fight. Was a moment of contention which took place during the face-off, and Rolly Romero, Rolly Romero is funny, and almost ruined the fight. Gervonta Davis is flexing. Rolly Romero jumps in front of Gervonta Davis and flexes from the crowd, pretty much standing right in front of Gervonta. And Gervonta just gives him a little bit of shove, and tosses him off the stage. Like, man, Rolly, dog, when that's called when trying to show off goes wrong. Because that fight right there could have ended the fight. If he would have turned his ankle or slipped or hurt himself or whatever, the whole thing would have been over because of that little bit of a shove that Gervonta Davis gave him. And also, man, that's just a bad omen for the way the fight is going to, for that fight, man. To be able to get tossed off the stage with just a little teeny weeny push like that, man, I don't know, man. I don't know, dude. What you're going to do when he hits you full fledged. But not saying that is going to be indicative of what's going on in the fight, even though I think a reasonable person would think that it would be. It's going to wind up with Gervonta Davis knocking that dude silly, man. Because Gervonta Davis is just all around the much, much, much better fighter. Rolly Romero going into this fight is going to need a puncher's chance. But one thing that I'm going to say about this, those guys look the same size to me. Like this idea that Rolly Romero is so much bigger than him than Gervonta Davis, that it really didn't seem that way in the weigh-in, man. First of all, they both were wearing, I checked their shoes, looked at, one was wearing regular size shoes, tennis shoes, or Rolly was wearing tennis shoes. Gervonta Davis was wearing flip-flops, or what you call slides, right? So the slides probably, did less of a job to exaggerate his height. And those guys are looking pretty much right there, eye to eye, shoulder to shoulder. Slight height advantage for Rolly Romero. Unless Rolly really does blow up a lot and puts on a lot of weight between now and the fight and the time the fight happens, I don't really see there really being that much of a size difference between the guys. I'm sure Gervonta Davis is going to do the same thing. He's going to put on weight between now and the time of the fight. But it's also good to see, man, from Gervonta Davis's standpoint, that he did not have a problem making that weight. It's clear that Gervonta Davis is being much more disciplined in between fights, that he didn't come anywhere close to missing weight for this fight. And if you recall, that's what happened to him. I do believe it happened to him both at 130 and at 135. I believe there was maybe the Yuriorkis Gamboa fight that he had to do a second weigh-in, or he had to strip down in the Yuriorkis Gamboa fight at 135, his first fight at 135, in order to make the weight. Happened multiple times to him at 100 and at 130 pounds, where he had that issue. One was where, when he lost the belt on the scale against Francisco Fonseca, and I think he also had to come back for like a second weigh-in when he was fighting Jesus Cuellar for the WBA super belt at 130 pounds. So, Gervonta Davis having difficulties in making weight, has been a pretty consistent thing. But being able to weigh in that comfortably for 135 pounds, man, that's a good sign for this fight, because that looks like this dude is in absolutely tremendous shape. He also, during the entire time between the Yuriorkis Gamboa fight, it was not the Gamboa fight, excuse me, the Isaac Cruz fight and this fight, seeing him, seeing the videos that they were putting up on him, seeing him in different fights and different events, Gervonta Davis's weight looked close to what it looked like, the days before the fight. When he did not look drained or any of that. Now, as far as Rolly Romero didn't look drained either. Came in a full pound behind the weight class. But below the weight limit. To me, though, man, he just looks a little bit light in the backside, man. And that bravado that he had, I don't know about that, man. But honestly, man, if he would have gotten hurt, dude, that really would have said something about Showtime, because they should have whoever had those guys up on that stage, because I don't think they gave them enough room for them both to stand in the camera view without that. But that was a big, that was an opportunity. That was an opportunity where Rolly Romero clearly tried to punk Gervonta Davis, leaning in and enforce his will on Gervonta Davis in the weigh-in. The stare down, didn't really notice anything in the stare down. Rolly, unlike the previous stare downs that I've seen Rolly have with him, where he looked a little bit shook, he didn't look at it in that particular circumstance. I think he tough guyed himself up. But that's not a good look, getting tossed that easy off that stage, man. And over just doing something as silly as being disrespectful. So I do believe, though, that what Rolly's going to do coming into this fight, though, is he probably is, if that is any indication, he's going to come right out the gates trying to go for it on Gervonta Davis, right from the get-go, like he said. And if he does that and he's not successful in the first round, which I don't see him doing, if he really does lay it out on the line with all of that stuff, by the time you get to that second, third round and this dude starts gassing, I think you're going to see him absolutely get mopped up by Gervonta Davis. But the press conference, I'm telling you, it definitely did not disappoint. Exciting, and making me look even more forward to the fight. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.